one of the keystones. Another is the quality of our staff. And that's a result, again, of two wonderful superintendents who in turn have chosen excellent administrators, and they have chosen excellent teachers. I would encourage anyone who has not been in a public school in recent years to take a close look at what goes on now, because it really is informed by research and by a commitment that, well, the commitment isn't really dramatically different. There's always been in every good teacher a real love of children. And that has gone on generation after generation. But now there is a collaboration that focuses on the research, focuses on what makes education work. The effort now is to make sure that every child succeeds. Whereas at one time a teacher might say and believe that he taught well, but the students didn't learn. We don't accept that anymore. If the student isn't learning, the teaching isn't being done well. It's the job of every teacher to make sure the children succeed and right on up. So ultimately, it's the job of the school committee to make sure that the superintendent succeeds and so forth. We have done very well. We've had a very supportive community, but education has changed. And I'd like to get people to be more aware of that. I still hear people say things like, people who can't do teach. It isn't true. You cannot teach unless you can do. To be able to teach somebody something, you not only have to be able to do it, but you have to understand what you're doing well enough to share it with others. Teachers are extraordinary people, and I've been privileged to work with some of the best here in North Reading. We have done a great deal over past years, and the biggest thing that we're looking toward improving right now is that we'd like to expand what we call our inclusion model, providing more opportunities within our own system for all of our students. It turns out the educational research is more and more compelling that by bringing in a broader diversity of students with different needs into the same classroom and learning how to teach to all of those needs, you get better education for all of your students. That's our goal in the next few years, and I really encourage you to become familiar with what's going on, and I ask for your support for our children and for our schools. Thank you very much. Sign makes it easy.
And is Mary Frenny here? Mary is the unopposed candidate for the Housing Authority.
Good evening. I'd like to start by thanking the League for inviting me here tonight. I am candidate for the Housing Authority, and even though I am unopposed, I feel it's very important that I come here tonight and introduce myself to the public. My husband and I have been residents of North Reading for almost 28 years. We've raised 3 daughters, and our granddaughter Jessica is a 2nd grader at middle school. In the past, I have sat on both youth softball, youth football, and have been active in North Reading Girl Scouts. In the past 7 years, I have turned my interest from the young to the old and to the older. In February of 1999, I was appointed Assistant Director of Elder Affairs and held that position for 3.5 years until a failed 2.5 override eliminated my position. I was appointed Director of Elder Affairs in February of 2008, a position of which I currently hold. In the 1.5 years between jobs, I became a full-time gerontology student and had the privilege of serving as an elder advisor for a gubernatorial candidate. In that time, working with that candidate, I had the opportunity to visit many towns and cities throughout the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. I had the privilege of meeting many elderly and disabled people, many who had problems finding safe, affordable housing. These people were not unlike many of the elders I serve today in North Reading. They, too, are afraid and are worried about safe, affordable housing. I am also a member of the Board of Directors of Mrs. Valley Elder Services and am presently serving on the Finance Board. I've also served on the Mystic Valley Elder Services Advisory Board. It's an organization that does a wonderful job in helping meet the demand of quality home care and housing needs. My interest in being elected to the Housing Authority is my genuine commitment for the well-being of the elderly and disabled residents of North Reading. Presently, the elderly make up 17% of North Reading's population. That number will surely grow with the enormous predicted growth, better known as the baby boomers. This growth will put even more of a need for affordable, low-income housing for the town, especially if we want our elders to safely age in place with the dignity and independence in the community which they help build. This goal can only be obtained with advocacy for new and better affordable housing. I'd like to take this time to thank whoever asked the candidates about the housing issue, and I would like to thank the candidates for their answers. Either one would make a perfect candidate for me. I believe I can contribute to this goal as being elected as a member of the Housing Authority Board and working with the present members and especially the Housing Authority Director, who already brings to the board an enormous amount of experience and commitment to the community in addressing the present and future needs of affordable housing. Thank you, and I ask for your vote on Tuesday.
And finally, John Murphy is running for town moderator.
Thank you. I'd like to thank the League of Women Voters for hosting this forum, and I too believe, even though I'm running unopposed, that it's important for me to be here. Unlike Mr. Jervy, I have sat in this seat. I don't know if it's good memories or bad. And if that little sign comes up or the buzzer goes off, then I'm back to my old tricks. One of the things that I've done in my first year as moderator is really spent my time learning. I've spent time with Klaus Kubierski, who served as moderator for the town for a good number of years, so well over 20, I believe. I joined the Mass Moderators Association. I've attended their workshops, purchased several books and read those, and no, I don't fall asleep when I read them. And I've experienced 2 town meetings, and I think, although the next one will probably be something different, I think at the last two town meetings, the October and the April, the October being my first, I think I might have had everything thrown at me that could be. I thoroughly enjoy serving the community of North Reading. For my life, at this point in my life, serving as town moderator is just a fabulous opportunity for me to continue to serve the community and to give something back. My lovely wife Lorraine and my daughter Katie, who's actually finishing up her senior year at Bishop Fenwick and getting ready to go off to college, and my son Thomas, who will be a freshman at the high school, are supportive of this much easier than they were of my job as on the Board of Selectmen previously. It's a little less time commitment, but it still is a time commitment, and I am dedicated to the office, and I will continue to do the best I can in terms of moderating the debate and keeping my opinion to myself. So I thank you again for the opportunity to serve. Thank you.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure being here, and I'll give this back.
I just want to take a minute to say thank you to all the candidates and the audience for being here tonight. To thank you to Bob Perez from the Transcript for being here offering questions. To Mary Jane Warren from State League of Women Voters. Thank you to Mr. Johns from Comcast, who was having our tape, and the tape will be replayed during the week. So if you have your friends who didn't have an opportunity to either be here in the audience or for you from home, they can see it over cable. I also want to thank the members of the League of Women Voters who were active to prepare and here tonight. And also just to remind you about we only have 2 raises for the League of Women Voters yearly. We have our yard sale, and that's going to be on Saturday, May 21st on the Common, and then we do sell coffee at town meetings. So other than that, that's our, we have a pretty limited income. So if you want to come by to the yard sale or send your neighbors over, that would be terrific. But thank you very much for the candidates and for candidates. Thank you.